Hey guys, this is Jason Lanier here, and I just wanted to share a quick message with all of you guys out there, especially to the newer photographers and people who are watching a lot of footage, reading a lot of articles online, stuff of that nature, and you're trying to figure out advice in the photography industry, whether it's gear, whether it's shooting techniques. There's a lot of misinformation out there. One of the benefits of living in today's day and age is that, anybody can YouTube, anybody can write a blog, anybody can do anything. And that's awesome because for those who are qualified, for those who are able, and for those who want to share their stories and their information, it's so easy for them to be able to do that, and that is awesome for those who want to share. Unfortunately, it also brings in a large amount of people who aren't yet ready to share, or they're influencing people and they probably shouldn't be influencing people because a lot of the stuff out there is, quite frankly, either fake news, it's uneducated, it's misinformed, or it's just naive or ignorant. First off, I want to say, am I the only person that I believe to be credible? Absolutely not. Are there other sources out there? Absolutely. Are there other sources from all different camps, from film to digital to mirrorless, from Sony, Nikon, Canon, Panasonic, Fuji, everyone? Of course there are, guys. There's great folks that shoot everything. In fact, something that I say to start every one of my workshops is this, and for those who have attended my workshops, they'll tell you this. All camera manufacturers make great stuff. It's just the truth. What this boils down to is finding the right gear that works for you. I make a concerted effort on my YouTube channel to not just appeal to my Sony followers. I love my Sony followers. I'm a Sony artisan of imagery. But I also love my Nikon and Canon followers just as much. And Fuji and Pentax and all the others, guys. In fact, if you talk to somebody who's been to one of my workshops that's a non-Sony user, they'll tell you that I wrap them in my arms, and whatever questions they have about their cameras, I can figure those out too. I love those folks. So let's just get that out of the way, guys. This has nothing to do with brand. It should really be about the passion of photography, not about passionate gear wars. I'm gonna give you guys a quick checklist as to what I do when I decide if I listen to somebody. Number one, check their work. I think that anybody who's dispensing advice on the internet, whether it's blogs, YouTube, whatever else it is, they honestly should have work. Guys, you need to be watching people who actually have made it in the photography world. You need to be watching people who are actively working in the photography field. If you go to their website and you're unimpressed with their work, I wouldn't listen to what they have to say. Now, I don't mean that to sound harsh, guys, but it's like going to a chef and they haven't cooked anything. I mean, you wouldn't listen to a chef teaching you if the chef hasn't cooked anything. Even worse, we have people out there dispensing advice who don't even have a website. Guys, you can't say you've been a photographer for decades and you have no website. That's embarrassing, and you can't do that. And so for those listening to people who don't even have a website attached with their work, you're probably getting some really bad advice. I can't tell you how many times I've been inside of a camera store, and there's some great people who work at camera stores, but I can't tell you how many times I've been in a camera store just wandering around, and I've heard the person behind the counter really giving some bad advice to a newer photographer, somebody who's brand new. That's really sad. The truth is, a lot of folks, they have a lot of technical knowledge, but they don't have any application to that knowledge. They haven't gone out and shot. When you're watching people, when you're reading people, when you're following people, make sure that they have experience, guys. Make sure they have work. Guys, if somebody's not willing to publish their work, that's an enormous red flag. I mean, it sounds so crazy to me. I can't believe I'm talking about this because, again, it's like taking cooking advice from somebody who doesn't cook. Guys, you should be listening to people who have been recognized by their peers. You know, it's one thing to kind of laud yourself and to give yourself lots of awards and build yourself up in your own mind, but it's another thing when your peers have recognized you. Following individuals in the photography industry who have accomplished something, who are published, who have been in magazines, who have been recognized by their peers, who have been recognized with awards by the industry, that makes a difference, guys. Because it's one thing to think your own work is fantastic, but it's a whole other thing for others in the industry, other pros out there, to recognize your work as being exemplary. And so for the newer photographers out there, make sure to follow people who have received recognition. Make sure to follow people who have had their work published. Make sure to follow people who are willing to publish their work. Are the people that you're following, are they involved in the industry? Do they go to conventions? Do they know what's going on? Sometimes when we only stay in our own little bubble, we kind of lose track of what's going on in the world. I can tell you from somebody who's been heavily involved in the industry, I learn something new every time I go to a new convention, and I'm able to see and meet with so many different photographers. One awesome advantage of what I do is that I get to meet with so many people at my workshops, my lectures, my speaking engagements, or just meeting people in general as I'm out shooting. It's amazing. I meet so many different photographers that shoot so many different lenses and cameras and systems that it really gives me a great view and variety of what people are doing out there. Make sure the people that you're following are involved, so they're giving you up-to-date, current advice. Are the photographers you're following, do they actually use the gear they're recommending to you? One thing that's a big note of mine is I only talk about gear that I actively use. Guys, I'm allowed to shoot whatever I want. I can shoot Nikon, Canon, Sony, Fuji, whatever I want. I can play with them. You guys come to a workshop, you'll see I'll hold other people's cameras, I'll shoot with them, we'll have a blast. But when it comes to the videos that I produce and what I talk about, guys, Sony's not paying me to do videos. Sony never pays me to do videos, and they never have. I use Sony in my videos because, well, quite frankly, it's what I use. Anybody who has worked with me will tell you, you open up my Think Tank backpack, the gear's used. And I'll be honest with you, I would feel like a fraud if I was talking about gear that I only handled for a day or a half hour, or in some cases, we have people on YouTube or blogs out there who are talking about gear they've never even touched. Guys, why would you, let's go to another food analogy. Why would you listen to a food critic who'd never even been to that restaurant? For the life of me, I don't understand that. For those trying to figure out how you're going to navigate in this photography industry with gear, with techniques, or whatever else it may be, you guys got to be following people who are talking about and using the gear that they use on a daily basis. See, in the YouTube world, YouTubers cannot wait to get out and make videos about all sorts of different gear. And the reason for that is gear videos typically yield the most clicks and the most views. It's just the truth. When a new Nikon or Canon camera comes out, believe me guys, I'd love to be able to talk about it. I'd love to be able to say, oh, this is what it is and this is what it does, because I would get a lot more clicks and views on my YouTube channel. But guess what? For me personally, I feel that that's not being honest with my audience. I feel like I'm being disingenuous because I'm talking about gear that I have no intention on using. I'm talking about gear that I'm pretty unfamiliar with. When you're watching a video and somebody's talking about the Canon, 5D Mark IV, whatever it may be, look at it and say, does this person shoot Canon? To me personally, if they didn't, I really wouldn't listen to them. Now, some of you may be saying, well, then you're just only going to be listening to fanboys and it's only going to be about raw. Guys, look at multiple sources, that's fine. Look at multiple sources of those people who shoot that and go ahead and get some differing opinions. That's more than fine, but when you're looking for sound advice, check out those who actually use the stuff that they're talking about. That's an enormous difference with stuff out there, guys. I see people come out with reviews and such. They're using the gear the wrong way. They've put it on, they've used it for 30 minutes, gear that I use day in and day out, and they're so off the mark, it's honestly embarrassing. So guys, we changed locations because, well, there's someone down over there and we have a little bit more sun here, so I'm gonna finish it up. When you guys are looking for information out there, just understand that certain blogs, forums, YouTube channels, websites, whatever they may be, they already have some predetermined biases, guys. That's natural. It's the way life works. We're people, we have biases, we have likes, we have dislikes. We group together in groups of things that we like and dislike. So just understand that when you guys are looking for information out there, one thing that I would try to steer clear of are sites that are decidedly anti-anything. Decidedly anti-anything sites, YouTube channels, forums, whatever they may be. They're not open to seeing the good things that companies do. A lot of blogs have sponsored content where they'll be paid by a manufacturer to run articles. Doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means it's part of the business, and you guys need to understand that when you're looking at it. That's the way that it works. Me personally, the only paid content I've ever put on my YouTube channel, blogs, or anywhere is the spots that I've done for Squarespace. So just being upfront with you guys, never been paid by anybody else to make videos. It's just not the way that I work. If and when I decided to do that, if I felt that it was in the best interest of my company, just like I do with Squarespace, I would tell you guys. I don't begrudge any other photographer who goes out there making money as long as they're doing so in a genuine manner. As long as somebody's actively using the gear they're sponsored by, then I see no issue with it. Where I see an issue is if somebody's sponsored, but then they're not really using it and they're just paid to say they use it. That's That's complete BS. That's not what I do, and it's not what a lot of other sponsored photographers do. There's Sony Artisans of Imagery, there's Nikon Ambassadors, and then there are Canon Explorers of Light. Those are the three big ones, guys. All of them have similar arrangements with their respective camera company, and all of them would tell you the vast majority of their livelihood is derived from their own work and not from a sponsorship deal. When I'm doing work for Sony, it's, hey, we need you to come speak at this camera store. Well, of course I should be compensated for my time, but I'm being compensated for a product that I'm already using. I'm being compensated for a product that I already love. If you love to drive a Chevy Camaro and it's already your car and you love driving it, and Chevy comes to you and says, hey, will you come to the car club and talk to us about the Camaro? Well, sure, I love the Camaro. I already drive the Camaro. I already dig the Camaro. It's my car, I love it. Guys, that's how it's working with me and other photographers. We're talking and speaking to you guys about gear that we already love. Not paid to switch, not paid to shoot. It's stuff we already love. And if we're taking time away from our friends, family, and work to go speak about that product, of course we should be compensated. I know for myself, there's no salary. There's no salary accompanied with what I do. I'm sharing this stuff with you. See, there is no fake news, so there is transparency between what I do with you guys. I can tell you with most sponsorship deals, the photographers with those sponsorships get discounts on gear, and you get access to loaner gear. That's about it, guys. When you see when you see me running around with this gear, and I get it before other people, that's loaner gear. So just so you guys know. That's true of pretty much any sponsorship deal for any industry in the world, not just photography. Again, sponsorships offer opportunities. Sponsorships offer opportunities to build your brand. Sponsorships are not a way to get rich, and anyone who thinks they are, at least in the photography industry, they are unbelievably mistaken, and they have no clue as to how sponsorships work. When you're Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or somebody like that, and you get sponsored, yeah, you're getting paid millions of dollars. People like us in the photography industry, that's a pipe dream. It doesn't happen. It never happens, so just understand that, guys. In this day and age of everybody being an expert, I don't anticipate that this is gonna change. I anticipate that the problem is gonna get even worse. The main reason I'm making this video is for the people who are learning and the people who are trying to gather this information. I'm trying to help you guys out there to know how you can get reliable information. I'm very mindful of my channel not being a Sony only channel. I want it to be a channel that all people can learn from, just like I do at my workshops, because at every single workshop I teach, we have Nikon, Canon, and Sony shooters there. And for what it's worth, when I shot Nikon and Sony people would come to the workshops, you better believe they got some ribbon from me. I gave it to them, and I had some fun with them, or as they'd say in London or England, I took the mickey out of them. So guys, all the Canon and Nikon jokes, they're just jokes. I know that everybody makes great stuff. They do, it's just the truth. That's why I truly stand by finding the right gear that works for you, because there's not one camera manufacturer out there that will service the needs of everyone. There's not. I'm glad we have as many as we do, and I hope they continue to produce awesome stuff, so keep that competition going, and so everybody, especially we as photographers, can benefit. And for my non-Sony followers, just know in my heart of hearts, I love you guys, and I'm glad you're here. I love all of my subscribers no matter what you shoot. Remember that. No matter what you shoot, I'm with you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. What was I talking about?
Donuts.
Oh, donuts. Yeah, we should get some donuts. By the way, guys, just so you know, this was filmed on the Sony A9 in 4K. The first section was filmed at 35mm 1.4. Hold it tight. The reason that you see it moving around maybe a little bit is it's unbelievably windy, and we're filming this on a monopod because I'm on a family vacation. Filming videos with you guys is always a This section is filmed on the 50mm 1.4. In fact, I'll take a picture of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Look at these beautiful Girl Scouts.
Did you take any good pictures today?
Ooh, we're doing a little soft.
So,
Oh, no.
I think that's a wrap, right? You guys done?
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to go. It's kind of cold. Bye. Let's get out of here. You guys still here? Hello? Talking to you. Hey guys, if you want to learn online with me, go to patreon.com/JasonLanier Photography, and you will be able to continue this craziness online from anywhere on planet Earth with me. If you want to join me live, go to jasonlanier.com/workshops and you'll get to see me in my full glory live and in person, guys. I think there's a smudge on there. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, I got it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.